What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Here we are at about $125 billion right now on this. Why are we on the market cap? I'm sorry. XRP USD. I'm like 125 billion. I'm like Ron Burgundy. I'll just read what's on the prompter. $2.15, damn it. That's where we are. Up 2.72% today. Bitcoin itself is up about 1.7%, so up a little bit more than Bitcoin. Nice to see. If we're looking at this on a daily perspective, your RSI is pretty damn close to that oversold zone, but you don't have to get there. Just because you're close to it doesn't mean you have to get there. Hold on. This could be an area that you bounce from. After all, you've bounced from this area before, but oftentimes before you see your overbought zone, you have to, or you don't have to, but it's common to get oversold. You still are holding some higher lows, which is nice. Yes, even lower than this low, and that's fine. You've got a higher low here and a lower low relative to this low, so that is hidden bullish divergence of sorts. If we're looking at this from a low here on March 11th to the high here on March 19th, low to high there, we're bouncing right off of the 786. You basically tore right through the golden ratio, bouncing off the 786. Hey, that's not a bad look, guys. On a 4 hour, it doesn't look so much like that, but on a daily time frame, it does. You know, you might be in a situation where you could be moving up all the way up to 236 here at $2.41. You're at 214 now, so just flip those pennies over and make it 241. That might be where you're going. We're really in a situation now where this could be the low. Hold on, guys. This could be the low, but I'm not convinced until we have some confirmation, right? Confirmation of this being the low would be like Bitcoin at 88,000, or for XRP, it'd probably be, you know, you'd have to get above like 230 on a closing basis, on a daily closing basis, not just on a wicking basis. And even then, I think 242 might be the ultimate gatekeeper. You need to get above 242. If you can do that, getting above your 236, I would say, okay, yeah, this is your low. This is your lower low, and this was the low of the overall range, and you're actually not going lower. It's very possible. It could happen. But until then, we're remaining bearish. Bearish to the effect of, you know, assuming that Bitcoin drops at least, what is it, 11% from here? At least 12% from here. If we're bearish on Bitcoin to 12% from here, we should consider XRP to drop about the same, if not more, which would take out this low here. If we take out this low there from a low to a high, our fibs that correspond with that as far as extensions go take us as low as $1.73, $1.65, and even $1.55. These are targets that are rather intimidating. Nobody wants to see their asset drop 28%, 22%, or even something less than 20%. Nobody wants to see that, but sometimes it happens, and that's okay, right? The reason why we're addressing it is not to scare you, but is to prepare you, right, in case it does happen. But just because we're talking about it doesn't mean it has to happen either, right? It's completely possible that this is your low and that you're ready to move on up from here. But I remain bearish, man. I remain bearish until I have enough reasons to be bullish, and I don't have enough reasons yet. But I will say this is a good look. This is a little bit against what I was expecting over the past couple of days, which is better than it is worse, for sure. On a 4 hour time frame, if we're looking at this on the RSI, you can see that you had some higher lows here with some lower lows there. That is bullish divergence. You are getting a positive reaction, but it seems you've already made a move up that was a little bit higher than you are now, and you found resistance right at prior areas of resistance. That's not so good. Let's see. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, I mean, you moved up, you're back down. Now you're just finding support at prior areas of support. So you take the bad thing and you replace it for a good thing. Maybe that's not so bad after all. 1 hour RSI does look good. The 4 hour RSI is even starting to perk up a little bit. Getting above the 50 is a good thing, but it's not like the best thing, right? 1 hour RSI gives me some hope that you do continue to move up throughout the rest of this day. I mean, we have about 11 and a half hours left in the day, so absolutely we could continue to move up from here. If you are to move up from here, you know, low to high here or high to low there, I would say, come on now, 227, 234, those are possible outcomes. Let's look at this real quick from an overall. What was I measuring it from? Was it this high to low? This high to low here? No, it would have been low to high. Is that what it was? Yeah, it would have been this low to high. That 236 comes in line very well with this 1886. So as long as you're below there, as long as you're below about 242, I would say there's no reason to get too excited. Is it 242? Let me see. Is it 242 or 241? 240.72. So 241. As long as you're below there, I remain bearish. but there are reasons to go at least somewhere around 230 or even a little bit above there or just below there. So be aware of that. Just because we move up 10 to 20 cents from here does not mean that we're absolved of going lower, right? We can still go lower. It might change things a little bit, to be fair. If we're up here at like 235 and Bitcoin drops, let's say it moves up a little bit more and it drops 12% from here or 13% from here, XRP, you know, dropping 13% would put you here. So you could at that point find support at this low or above this low. You might find a double bottom or a slightly higher low. Definitely, I would think that you still take this low out, but things could change. Until things change, though, we got to run with the data that we have in front of us. Right now, I'm assuming that we will see prices below this low. Right now, I'm assuming we will go somewhere between about $1.90 to $1.73. And if not, we might even go lower than that. And it's fine if we do, right? It's totally fine if we do. We have targets at $1.73. We have targets at $1.55. Anything and everything in between is fair game. We still don't know or have not had a conclusion to this downward saga for Bitcoin here, where we're moving down to about 74K, 70K. It's very possible that this is not an outcome, but we have to see more evidence of that before we take that stance. So don't get too excited to the upside, and certainly please do not be pessimistic to the downside. It happens, man. It happens, and it likely will happen. At least the statistical probability as of now is to the downside, and that's the way that it'll remain. I'd be curious to see that if today were to close here for Bitcoin and altcoins closed up a little bit today, I'd be curious to see if the average market participant just all of a sudden flip bullish, right? We're very bored right now. We're very easily we're easily impressionable, very impressionable. Easily impressed might be the word I was looking for, actually, but same thing. Easily impressed or impressionable. You know, we're almost there. I think we're almost there. One way or another, we're going to find resolution, but I'm sticking with the downside. I've got nothing else to say. So hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. XRP absolutely is on a moon mission to $11 or higher, I believe. At least 837. That's coming to a month near you over the coming months here. But probably not by the end of April, probably sometime by the end of May or by the end of June. That's when we're expecting that, okay? That hasn't changed. All right, take it easy. Bye-bye.